welcome back to my channel. I go by London or London Cooks, and today I wanted to put a face to the voice. So if you're new here, you definitely want to hit the subscribe button and join our fam. And if you are an OG cooking friend, then welcome back. So today we're making some easy weeknight pork. Stick around so that we can whip this up together. Is our ingredients list. So we're using some honey for the sauce, some soy sauce, this is salt and pepper, some paprika to add a little color to our pork, some dried chopped onions for some extra flavor, ginger, garlic, and pimento seasoning. If you can't find this at your local Caribbean store, then it's on my Amazon storefront. All-purpose seasoning, dried thyme leaves because I don't have no fresh thyme on hand at this time, ginger paste, and some oil. Now this is 2.5 pounds of pork steak is what the package says on there. So I'm gonna get this washed using some lime and cool water, and then we're gonna get to seasoning these. I cleaned the excess fat from the edges of the pork because that, for some strange reason, does not render or break down whenever you cook it. So I removed excess fat from the edges, and now we're going to season it. So I'm going to go in with about 2 teaspoons of the ginger, garlic, and pimento seasoning, 2 teaspoons all-purpose seasoning, 2 teaspoons of the dried thyme leaves. Now if you have fresh thyme, about 2 to 3 sprigs of thyme, 2 teaspoons dried onions, 1 teaspoon of the ginger paste, and if you have fresh ginger, a small piece crushed or chopped fine would work. 2 teaspoons paprika, and this is going to give the pork some color once it starts cooking. A dash of salt, nothing crazy, and about 1 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm gonna drizzle on a little oil. Some people use mustard as their binder. I only know to use oil as a binder. 1 teaspoon garlic powder. I'm also adding in about a half of this packet of sazon in here. Again, good for color. Now I'm just going to combine the seasonings with the pork. I'm going to give this a nice rub. Now that we're done seasoning the pork, on a regular day I would have allowed this to sit for about 4 hours minimum to marinate. But because this is a weeknight quick and easy pork, I only have about 20 to 30 minutes to allow this to sit in the seasoning. So I'm going to give this 20 to 30 minutes. And another thing is, the cut of pork says pork steak on the package for these. But if you have pork chops or another cut that you prefer, feel free to use those. And of course, keep in mind that depending on the cut, your cooking time will vary. Alright, so 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll start cooking these. I placed a pot to fully heat, and I've placed my heat on about a medium high. Now I just added in some oil just to fully coat the pot, and now I'm going in with a piece of fresh garlic. Now I want for the garlic to become infused with the oil, just to, you know, add some extra flavor in. So now I'm going to place each piece of pork in here to brown, only for about 3 minutes or so per side. We're only doing this just to get some color on the pork, and then we're going to transfer it to the oven. I'm going to try my absolute best not to crowd the pot too much, because that's going to cause the temperature to drop. Alright you guys, so we're going to be browning these for about 5 minutes per side. Again, we just want this to get a nice color in here. Alright, so we have browned off the pork, and now it's time for the second part. We're going to make a really quick sauce and then finish this off in the oven, because if you look closely, you can see blood in this, you guys. Pork definitely does not cook in 10 minutes. I don't care how thin it is. It's not cooked in 10 minutes. So we're going to make a sauce and then finish this off in the oven at 370 for an additional 40 minutes. Or so. 40 minutes. Okay, so here in the bowl I do have 2 cloves of fresh garlic that I chopped, and now I'm going in with 1 teaspoon more of the dried thyme and 1 teaspoon of the ginger, garlic, and pimento seasoning. Nothing crazy. Now I'm gonna go in with about a quarter to a half a cup of honey. Add as much honey as you'd like. If you don't have honey, brown sugar will work also. And also about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. So now I'm just going to combine this until everything dissolves. The idea here is that we want this sauce to be nice and sweet and savory, because of course the pork is a little salty from all the seasonings that we just used. So we want the sauce to balance things out a bit. Alright, so now we're just gonna, well, I'm spooning it over at first because I want to ensure that a piece of garlic gets on each pork slice, but I'm just gonna pour this over, you guys, like so. Righty, guys, just gonna pour this over, and then we're gonna place this in the oven at 370 uncovered for about 35 to 40 minutes. Now this is thin sliced pork, so unless you like your pork dry and chewy and, you know, overcooked, you can put it in for longer than that. But because this is thin sliced, it's not gonna take as long to cook as like a regular thick pork shoulder or so. But as I mentioned earlier, dependent on the cut of your pork, the cooking time definitely will vary for so. So for me, 35 to 40 minutes should be good. I don't want this to be too dry, but I also want it to be nice and yummy and melt in the mouth tender. And I want it to soak up the niceness that we have going in here right now. I'm also just using a brush to go over it just to ensure that the sauce goes everywhere. So here is our pork, you guys, and now I'm going to place this in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes to finish cooking, so that it can soak up some of the nice yummy flavors that's going on in the container. All right, 35 to 40 minutes at 370 degrees. Okay, you guys, so this is my pork after 35 minutes. Do you see how beautiful that is? So not only is this gorgeous, smells like heaven, But the plus side to all of this is, you guys, look at this. It released juices. So, there you go. Gravy. Now, all this needs is a side. Rice, veggies, mashed potatoes, baked potato, whatever you want. Okay? You have your pork, and you have some sauce in here. So now you just have to worry about the sides, alright? And that's it for this pork, you guys. Literally quick and, well, I wouldn't say quick. Not really so quick. But literally easy. Easy. Simple and easy. It's not a hard recipe to follow. Feel free to customize anything, of course. But that's it, you guys. This is my favorite way how to do pork on a weeknight. Of course, if I have this in my refrigerator, I'm strapped for, well, I wouldn't say strapped for time, but of course this does not really require much time being around the stove since it's finished off in the oven, and it's just absolutely delicious. All right, so this is how my family enjoys our pork steak during the week. And now we're just gonna get this plated up with our sides. Okay, you guys, that is a wrap. So we have our weeknight pork. I also put some white rice in the rice cooker to cook while the pork was going. And I also seasoned some sweet corn and toasted in the oven to cook while the pork was cooking. So, yep, this dinner is given weeknight. All right? Simple and easy. Of course, I have to end things by saying, you never have to follow anyone's recipe to a T. Feel free to customize things as you like, for sure. My family's having this with some white rice and some corn, but of course, have this with anything your heart desires. If you try this recipe out, don't forget to share it with me. Alright, so if you made it this far in the video and you're new here and haven't subscribed as yet, go ahead and smash the subscribe button. We are always welcoming new cooking friends to the family. If you like this video, go ahead and share it with a family or a family member or a friend and have them share this recipe and try it out. Alright, again, customize it to however you like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe again if you're new here, and I will see you guys in the next video.